As promised, I'm back. So we're going to talk about doing working with really large percents and really small percents. Now, you'll be surprised that the really large and really small aren't that big of a deal. So this is lesson 2.4. These are going to be dealing with percents greater than it won't let me write that, 100% or less than 1%. Okay? So, let's start with a reminder. Percent, whether it's in words or the symbol, means means to divide by, and cent means 100. Okay? And so mathematically, when we divide by 100, we physically move the decimal left 2 places. Okay, so basically, in these examples I'm going to give you, we're going to start with a percent, and we're going to change it to a decimal. Okay, so the directions are going to be, interesting. Write each percent as a decimal. And as a fraction. So we're going to give 2 answers. And. Or mixed number. So don't leave it improper, in other words. In simplest form. Now again, nobody needs to tell you that because fractions are always reduced to simplest form. Okay? So we've got 25/100%. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so remember, if we want to take a percent and we want to change it to a decimal, we're going to move the decimal left because percent means divide by 100. So we're going to divide by 100, moving left 2 spots. There is an empty place, so we have to fill it up with a 0, and we drop off the percent sign. So the answer is going to be, forgot my decimal point, try that again. We've got 2 zeros and then the 25. So let's read this. 25, and then it would be 10 thousandths, okay? 25 10 thousandths. So I'm going to remind myself, that's how I read it. 25, 10 thousandths. 10 thousandths. Okay, and that tells me what's going to go in the denominator. So the denominator is going to have, here, let's write this. So we're going to write 25 in the numerator, and the denominator is going to be 10,000. But I noticed that I can simplify this. They both have a 5 in common, or 25 in common. So I'm going to divide 25 out of each of those. And let's see what happens. So 25 divided by itself is 1. 25 goes into 100 4 times, and there's 2 extra zeros. Now, here's something else I want you to pay attention to. If you get confused, double check this way. I have 4 digits after the decimal point. My denominator, and eventually get to the right D word, also has 4 zeros. That means I did it right. Okay, let's do another one. I've got 300%. So the first question was considered a less than 1%, so a very small percent. And the next one is considered a big one because it's greater than 100%. So the rule doesn't change. In order for me to create a decimal from this, I'm going to move the decimal left twice. That's dividing by 100. And I'm going to drop off the percent symbol. So this gives me 3.00, or I'm just going to write 3. Let's get this guy a box up. All right, now here comes the funny thing. I'm going to read it, and it says 3. So guess what the fraction form is? Yep, 3. So this answer had 2 answers that were identical. That's interesting. All right, how about 530%? Okay, same thing. We're going to start at the back of the number. We're going to divide by 100, and so that means we're going to move left 2 places and then drop off the percent symbol. So when I do this, I get 5 and 30 hundredths. But you know what? I don't need any extra zeros, so I'm just going to write it as 5.3. Okay, so that's answer 1. Now I got to change it to a fraction, so I'm going to read it. And I'm going to say 5 and 3/10. So we're going to write it as 5 and 3/10. Now 3 can't go into 10, so that's as far as my answer can go. That's it. That's us dealing with percents and going to decimals. Now we're going to go the other direction to decimals and fractions. And now we're going to go the other direction on the other side. So here's a reminder for this one. Remember, to write a decimal as a percent, multiply by 100. Okay. Now, physically what's happening, is you're going to move the decimal right. That's what multiplying is going to do, because it's going to make it more. 2 places. Why 2 places? Well, there's 2 zeros in 100. Okay? And then we have to remember, then add the percent symbol. So we're going to put it back in. Okay? So I'm going to give you a little hint here, because sometimes we're going to need to take percents or mixed numbers and change them to a percent. So we're going to be practicing both changing a mixed number to a percent and a decimal to percents. Okay? So to change a mixed number to a percent, rewrite it as an improper fraction. So that means no whole number anymore. I'm going to box that guy up. So we want to have a fraction. Then get the denominator December. My goodness. Denominator equal to 0. Equal to, oh my gosh, to 100. Hello. Okay. So we're going to get the denominator, boop, equal to 100. Very important. Okay? Because remember, percent means to divide by 100. All right, so first set of directions are going to ask us to write as a percent. Well, actually, that's the only one set of directions. So let's see, we've done 3, so this would be example 4. And then we get 2 and 9/10. So this is when we're going to use that hint. We're going to go 10 times 2 is 20, plus 9 is going to give me 29, okay? So that's going to equal 29 tenths. Okay, so now here's our goal, is we're going to try to get a fraction with 100 as the denominator. Can 10 go into become 100? And the answer is absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and multiply 10 by 10 to get to 100, and we're going to multiply the numerator by 10. And that's going to give us 29 times 10 is 290. Now, remember, we're trying to change it to percent, so we're going to take the number that's over 100, and that's going to be our final answer. So here we go, 290, and then add the percent symbol. So 2 and 99 tenths is the same as 290%. All right, let's try another one. We've got 6, we've got 3 and 2/5. So again, we're going to change it, use that hint. We're going to multiply, 5 times 3 is 15, and then we're going to add 2, and that's going to give us 17. So we've got 17/5. Okay, now percent says you have to have 100 in the denominator. And can we multiply 5 by something to become 100? Yes, we can. We're going to multiply it by 20, okay? So then we're going to multiply the top by 20. Now, I know it's going to end in a 0, and say 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So I get 340 hundredths. So how do I turn it into a percent? I take the numerator and I add a percent symbol. So 3 and 2/5 is the same as 340%. All right, 2 more and then we're done, guys. 6. Now we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about decimals. Now decimals are a lot easier. Remember, all we do is multiply by 100, which means we're going to move the decimal point 1, 2 places to the right. We're going to fill up any blanks with zeros, and then we're going to make sure that we plunk on a percent symbol. So let's take away all of that mess and write our final answer is 250%. And last but not least, oh, can you hear? My roommate is vacuuming. So this is 4 thousandths. So again, we're going to multiply by 100, which is going to move the decimal point right twice. Going to put it right there. And then we're going to plunk on a percent symbol. So let's get rid of all those extra zeros, except for the one in front, the decimal point, the 4, and then percent. So the strategy doesn't change. The process doesn't change. We just are going to get numbers that are either a lot bigger or smaller than we would anticipate. All right, that's it. Good luck with this, guys. We'll talk about it later. Bye now.